Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with a new model. And this time you're going to have to do the whole thing. I don't have a template for you, so you have to find the template. And the one that works the best for us in this class is the default, plain default. It's the third one from the top, default. Everything else has like way too much stuff on it. This one's got hardly anything, so that's what we want to use. And click OK. It is a project. It is not a template. It's a project. Click. And you'll see this is all kind of empty. And let's go to the site plan. And it's already set for 1 inch equals 20. So that's good. But I want to hide these. I don't need to see those. So I highlight one of them. Right click on it. Hide in view the whole category. Okay, everything that is one of those. Bink, it's gone. Okay. So now I'm ready to create my property lines. And you'll see I've given you this table. You're going to type these in. It's like reading a survey data record. Okay, so this is what you're going to enter in. And I'm going to move it down to where I can see it. And it's going to be hard for you to see this. It's a little bit, but you'll get the idea. Massing and site. We're going to do site work. And I'm going to make property lines. Left click. And I'm going to enter the distances and the bearings. So my first line is, it says 63 feet 6 inches. That's 63.5 feet. It's easier to write that way. And then it says north 90 east, and that's all correct. So let me insert another line. Go to my next line. Click on it, highlight it. It's 115 feet north. Now, it's 3 degrees 15 minutes to the west. So I'm going to type 3 space 15. And I'm going to change the east to west. Just clicking on that little arrow. So that's all right. Let's get my next one. My next one is 160 due west. That's north 90. And it's got to go to the west. My next one is 75 feet. And it goes south. 0 degrees east or west. So it says west in my data, so I'll change it to west. It doesn't matter. Up. And I didn't want to do that last one. I want to add a line to close it. That's what we did when we drew to the end point. And it should come up somewhere like 110 feet 5 and 45, 130 seconds, something like that. Okay, and there it is, and I'm going to put it right there. There is my property lines. Hot diggity dog. The next thing we need to do is create a topography, and they've just made, I'm going to highlight that little marker and remove it now. Hide those elements. Now, I get a little confused that this TopoSolid is a new set of entries, and sometimes I get a little lost. Pardon me if I do, but I'll get it right eventually. I'm going to create a new TopoSolid. That's an actual, real solid model of the topography. So I'm going to pick lines. Here's pick walls. Here's pick lines. And that creates my sketch. And I go, good. I have the shape of my landmass. Now I'm going to modify the sub-elements. Because every corner was given as something. And from my project base point, if I click on this one, it says it's at elevation 0. and I want it to be at 20 feet. I know it says 120, but I'm going to make it 20 feet. And then on this one, if I click on it there, that one's at 26 feet. Enter. This one is at 25 feet. And you'll notice what I do is I click on the little dot, then I click on the numbers, then I type the numbers and hit enter. And then I click outside of it and hit enter. And there it is. Look, that looks so much like what you drew before. No, just hit the X. Okay, so there we go. Got it. Now, I'm going to duplicate that right now because I want it to look like that later on. No, I won't duplicate it yet. I'm gonna make one little change here first. I'm gonna go right click, hide in, override the graphics by element, and I'm gonna take the projection lines and give them a much lighter color. You'll see why in just a sec. See how nice that looks now? Isn't that cool? Okay, now there's another thing that I need to do. I need to put in that building pad, which we're going to call as a floor. So I'm going to make a floor, and it's going to be rectangular. And remember, I can type anything I want there and then just change it. 24, 36. And then as I look at it, it needs to be at an elevation of 26 feet. And now I can move that to where I want. Here's how you move it. Go to annotate and make a line that goes over 40 feet. And down 50 feet. And then I'm going to move that. There's the move button. Right to there. Cool. And then I can get rid of these two little lines that were too much. See how that's really coming into view now. Okay, now it's time to do a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and tag these lines right here, my property lines. So if I click on my property line, it says, oh, there's no tag. Let me go load one. Yes. And yours is going to come up to something that looks like US, something that looks like that. And so you'll go to annotations and civil and property line tag, enter. And now I can just click each line and the property lines are tagged. Now, also on my annotation, I can put in my elevations. Double click, 3 clicks. I was sloppy there. I didn't click very well. Click, click, click. Click, click, click. Click, click, click. Click, click, click. Let me get that one moved into the right place. I was sloppy. Click, click, click. Look at how fast that's making those for me. Now I have my offsets to do. That's another annotation. This is a little bit interesting. It's going to be a detail line. And so I'm going to go ahead and make them hidden lines. And I'm going to pick line, 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 because those property lines don't work quite the same way. And then I'm going to offset. Here's my offset distance. I type in 10 feet. Click, 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 and click. And then I do another one at 30 feet. Click. And here's your fillet, trim corner. Now what's weird is I need to get rid of those ones that were sort of used sitting on top. So I'm clicking and deleting. Cool, this is coming along. Now I just need a couple of dimensions. That's under annotate, aligned. From the line down to there, 50 feet. From the line over to the edge, 40 feet. And back to annotate, some text. Now this will be too big, so I want it to be 30 seconds. I did a click and a click. And I'm using this one in the lower right corner. 10-foot front setback. No, that's a 30-foot, sorry. 30-foot front setback. 10-foot setback, side and rear. And I think another thing that I need is now text, but I'm just going to do like a text box, and it's got to be big, 1/4 inch. That's got to be my Eastman Drive. And what am I missing? I'm missing my symbol over here. Symbol, north arrow, and another detail line, 20 foot long. And that one, click it and change it to a continuous line. I'll make it a thin line. Maybe move it over just a little bit. And then I need a little bit of text under there, but this time it'll be small. 0 feet. And 20 feet. There we go. I have my view. So now to get my drainage, let me do that in another video. That is my site plan. Site plan drawing. And I can make these lighter or darker as I wish. I can make these lighter and darker too. Select, right click, override graphics by element. Again, I can make those projection lines a little bit darker and maybe even a little bit heavier. So there's a lot of control. I don't care what yours looks like, so long as it's sort of right. This is a lot of work to do. You will not be graded on how beautiful this looks. You'll be graded on, did you make a great effort at getting this thing done?